Good evening, Divine Ones, and welcome to my channel, Keeper of the Reaper. If you're new here, welcome to the weirdness. It is going to be exactly that. I'm not going to be for everybody, and that's fine, no hard feelings. But if you do happen to resonate with the messages that I have to deliver to you and all that good stuff, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the messages reach the ones they're meant for, and it helps me find my soul family too. And if you're returning, thank you for finding something in me to return to. And with that awkwardness out of the way, let's dive into it. Okay. Start off with the Halloween Oracle deck and just kind of see what Source and the universe want us to know. It's a bit late, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet if possible. But judging by my history, we'll see how it goes. Oop, there we go. Ooh, Black Cat. Fortune meets opportunity. Okay, we have the lamp, remembrance. And then, ooh, that almost wanted to come out. That was the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. But the bird did. Anyway. Hope everybody is doing well, all that good stuff. Hope some of this heavy energy is lifting off of you guys. I know for me, it comes in waves, but it's getting easier and easier every time. Little fine-tuning adjustments will be like that sometimes, you know? But it's okay. Those in my collective, like, we're used to far worse. This one wasn't. A lot of the fuckery is blessed us with some wisdom. We have death. The eternal cycle begins here. It's interesting. Because that moth, I put it on my community post. Badass little moth came, well, it wasn't little by any means, but it was pretty big. But anyways, it showed up last night and had the coolest marking on it and looked like this skull that was just, anyway. And on the 4th of July, it was the same moth that had run into my arm and scared the shit out of me on the 4th of July. And I thought it was cool. Anyways. So you might be having opportunities, fortunate opportunities arising that come out of the blue for you, that are helping you utilize your wisdom through this, through every bit of your journey. And, you know, that hindsight is kicking in, and you're starting to notice how when these cycles come up, how this wisdom is serving you, and how you're maintaining your composure better. You're maintaining your genuine self more and more, finding yourself being just more in a natural flow with life and all the little happenings that come with it. I'm starting to just resist less, trust more, because I know a lot of you in my collective, you've been kind of royally fucked up in the trust department, and I totally get that. But the whole thing is, you know, it's not so much about being able to trust others, it's about being able to trust yourself. Trusting your discernment, your decisions, and everything, because our minds were so fucked with, you know, and they went after our heart, you know, and that's how they found their way in. But They threw every variable at the most adaptive beings walking this realm at this time, and they had no idea. It's hidden right in plain sight. I think more of you are really starting to catch on to the, to the big, whatever, the big picture. Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. That goes for the Black Cat Fortune meets opportunity. So when you're acting from a place of trust in yourself and the universe, you'll find that your destiny rises to meet you. All you have to do is just be yourself. Be firm in your awareness of who you are and be genuine about it. Show up as your genuine self, and you become like a magnet. The proof is in the proverbial pudding. We have Emu. This is a good time to go on a new adventure, and that goes with the lamp, remembrance. We have navigated so many variables of that which we have not, like, to us, like I've said in prior videos, the unexpected at this point for us is everything that we've ever dreamed of. We explored all the variables to be able to know damn good well what we never want to experience again. And so with that remembrance and walking in your authentic and genuine self, utilizing that wisdom and everything that had been cultivated along this journey up to this point, now is a perfect time to go on a new adventure, to dive into something new, and be able to fully trust that your path is going to rise to meet you. All you have to do is genuinely show up as yourself. And this goes for my ones. It should go without having to say, but I'm going to specify. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't make it fit. I'm talking to a specific collective here who has done the work and who are graduating out of the morality class. You know, morality is there to introduce us into cause and effect and how to learn how to navigate and build our own foundation. But once that foundation is built, then it's about being true to yourself, because you have discovered your true self and those things that are most natural to you, that you were doing things that cause so much disruption, either doing, partaking in, or being passive about. You have learned how to bring yourself into harmony with your genuine self. And so you have the boundaries, you have, the wisdom and the knowledge and the ability and the authority to speak and stand in your power. And so, using all these things moving forward, it's a great time to go on a new adventure. For death, the eternal cycle begins here. Yep. We have the platypus. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. I love the platypus symbology because it is just a whole amalgamation of what in the literal existential fuck. Is it a marsupial? Is it a duck? Is it a beaver? It's also venomous. What, so it's, I love the platypus. And so, the eternal cycle begins here. We're entering into a new phase, on so many different levels. I mean, take that as superficially or as deep as you like. But you taking that leap of faith to step forward into something new, to take action on that which you have been putting all this work for, like what it's all been for. You taking that first step and releasing all that negativity and this kind of demanding existential something that tries to trick you into thinking you need closure and welcoming fuckery back into your life for another go round. No. We're done that we're stepping into eternity, and we're going to see how that plays out. So it's time to stop complaining. Do what you gotta do to alchemize that little bit out if you haven't already. It's okay to have moments of what the fuck. You let it out, but you let it go. Focus on the blessings that you already have and just watch as more just flow in. You'll see. On the bottom of the deck, we have the honeybee. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Forgiveness is not going to alleviate those who deserve to be brought to justice for whatever reason. It is going to free you from getting snagged into repeating cycles by thinking that you have to go back into situations and deal with certain shit that no longer serves you. Fucking let it go. Trusting that they're gonna get theirs, because it's coming. And like many of us are starting to already witness how it's unfolding. And, you know, if you're not witnessing yet, guys, by all means, like, talk to Source in the universe. Talk to them like you would talk to anybody else, you know? My collective, you know how to be respectful. You know how to be very direct, very blunt. You can't hide these feelings from them anyway, so why bother? Go ahead, say what you gotta say, and work together with Source and the universe so they know how to help you. But be present enough to be open to the help that they're going to be offering. These opportunities, these fortunate opportunities, know how to recognize them by remembering, you know, the knowledge that you've turned into wisdom that this whole thing thus far has taught you. Anyway, moving on. My other spirit animal oracle deck out here. We gonna see what else. Might be pulling the weirdness jar out too. I think I'm going to. I really don't want this one to be too fucking long. For Black Cat and Libra. Fortune means opportunity, and let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. Ooh, exactly. We have the Badger Spirit. Be fearless and bold. Card number 4. Be fearless and bold in your awareness of self. Because you're showing up in a genuine manner, like, be unashamedly you. Just by being you, being aware of your divinity, and standing firm in that shit. And divinity comes in all shades. We all have our roles to keep that balance present. And so, you know, whatever may come, be fearless, be bold, and fucking live it up. You've done the work. Fucking be happy, goddammit. Whoa. Okay. I went to go bring my hand up because I had a piece of hair tickling my nose, and my pinky snagged this. It is the Electric Eel Spirit. Bring your ideas to life. Card number 24. And because it was so demanding, we're going to put it on the table. So that's just like a little tidbit of, like, you know, if you're needing motivation to give you that extra oomph to step out and stuff, like, know that this is the time to bring your ideas to life, to present it to life. But if you're going to present something to life, you gotta step back into life. And I know that's intimidating because life did a number on so many of us, but for a reason. And yesterday is reading that whole Tough Love King card that came out. There's great wisdom in drawing a parallel there, and I'll leave it at that for you to come across on your own. For the lamp, remembrance, and the evening. This is a good time to go on a new adventure. Thank you. We have the Beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. You just might find wherever your feet are taking you is going to land you on the most solid ground yet. Because when you show up as yourself, then life knows how to support you. This can also be paralleled into particle physics and the weight of mass and substance and so on and so forth. But you have to be all in to be all the way supported, right? Like, teamwork. Oh, you're just throwing cards at me. 2 fell out. Of course, odd. We have card number 23 and card number 61. The Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. And the Turkey Spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. They fell, and so I just wanted to show them. I will put them back. But there's that. Forget, the eternal cycle begins here with the platypus. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. And then we have the Seahorse Spirit. Exactly. And watch and wait as these fortunate opportunities just flow in. Energy follows intention. And if you're intentfully looking for the blessings in your life, then the energy is going to give you blessings to see, to witness, because that is what you are intentfully looking for. It makes sense. Oh, cool. And then we have the Moth Spirit. Surrender now. Surrender to be happy, goddammit. Embrace the cringe. Love the cringe. Cuddle the cringe. It's here. Alright, get a couple of these out. These are the character cards. This one came out yesterday. The Magician. It was the first one out yesterday too. Channeler of Power. Potential, Magic, Illusion, and Manifestation. Just talking about like the whole bring your ideas to life and like be fearless and bold in all that you're doing. Like love fearlessly and boldly. Live fearlessly and boldly. Defend those boundaries fearlessly and boldly, and just fucking do the damn thing because it is prime time. This is great. This is really good energy. I'm loving it. Anyway, that just happened. Okay. These 2 plopped out. It is Captain, Navigator of Destiny, Voyage, Leadership, Decision Making, and Objective. Be the captain of your own ship. You're the captain. Steer that ship where you want, drop the anchor when you want, and learn when to yank that bitch up and keep moving. If it's not serving you, yank that shit up, keep going. Go on as many adventures until you find where that foundation stone is, so to speak, outside of yourself. And we have Detective. Be actively looking for it. Investigator of Truth. Sleuth. Clues. Pursuer. Truth unveiled. Because the truth of it all is that, it might take work, but my collective, you've done the damn thing. And you have so much existential backing on so many levels that it's time to walk in that confidence and that knowing, because it's not just faith anymore. It's a knowing at this point. And if it's not quite there yet, that's okay. You're well on your way. But you have to stop the complaining and actively and seek this stuff out and have those powerful intentions behind it, and use the impetus that all this pain and suffering from your prior endeavors, like you alchemize that shit, and it's potential just waiting to be applied. And so be very mindful, like really intentfully seek where to apply that, and look out for those blessings. They're everywhere. And as you continue to just focus in on that, like, you will see your reality just totally shift around you. It's like, in the way you feel, your energy just, it's great. And on the bottom of the deck, we have lover, love, romance, reproduction, and infinity. The eternal cycle begins here. Words are powerful. So also pay attention to the words that are being imposed upon you and what meaning you choose to give them. Because that is like the coding for your reality. And it doesn't matter how somebody else tries to manipulate it against you, it's the meaning that they hold for you. And so when somebody says, like, reproduction, be mindful of how you're interpreting that. Anyway. Follow the codes as you see fit. We've been told not to do the work for everybody, so I put the information out there and I give lots of hints, but I'm not gonna spoil all of it. I did my part. I did my work. God, there. And it is hard to resist. It's hard to resist defaulting back to, kind of tending to everybody else. And anyway, moving on. I'm gonna pull a few of tarot cards, and then we'll get out the jar of weirdness. Alright, for Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. File over here. Thank you. Sorry, Grim. Yeah. We have the Five of Swords. And then for the lamp remembrance pile, please. We have the King of Wands. Oh, sorry, I showed it to you. Flowery. And then for the Death pile, the eternal cycle begins here. Thank you. We have the Star. Okay, 1 second. Let me get my jar so I'll have it. Okay, so be fearless and bold. Like, you might have people around you that are still trying to, be combative and try to repeat their, abusive shit, whatever. But they can't touch you unless you continue to hold weak boundaries. Like, certain things might be hard. Nothing said anything about everything being easy. these tests that are being presented, like that whole fortune meets opportunity. Not every opportunity is going to be showing up as this grand gesture of here's everything you want on this silver platter, and now you get your fortune. Like, what you need at this time is what's going to be kind of delivered to you for this fortune aspect to be reeled in. Because it'll be reflective of your progress, and so you can trust that, okay, so I'm facing this and encountering this right now. This gives me an opportunity to stand up, be fearless, and be bold, let go of the fear, and trust myself to handle this the right way this time. So if you have like a friend that you've kind of kept lingering around, but they have a bad habit of calling and like dumping negativity on you, and you've been trying to like hold firm boundaries with them and stuff, but they persist, and you see your phone ring and you're like, damn it, if I don't answer the phone, they'll just keep fucking calling. Pick up the phone and be fucking, remember, yesterday in my reading it said brutal honesty is still honesty. Brutality does serve a role in balance and bringing harmony, but it's in making sure that those who are responsible enough to wield these tools are the right ones that have them. If you gotta be brutally honest, do it. If standing your ground is something you have struggled to do, then here's your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it helps, like, the whole thing of stop complaining and seeing the blessings around you. Instead of kind of grumbling all the time of, oh, well, this and this keeps happening. Like, start to see, like, how when certain situations like this arise, how much of a blessing it is that it gives you the perfect opportunity to handle exactly the shit that you're saying is bothering you. But you have to be fearless and be bold and understand, like, you have reached this point for a reason. You can do it. I believe in you. Why don't you believe in you? And if you don't believe in you, start looking for those opportunities, looking out for them, because they will continue to present yourself so you can rise to that occasion. For the King of Wands, lay a solid foundation. This is a good time to go on a new adventure and remembrance. So that whole being bold and powerful and the ferocity that's remembering all this fuckery that you've endured and like letting that be the impetus to rise to that. It's like, I will not go on this merry fuck you go round anymore. I said I'm hopping off of it. I meant what I fucking said when I said it. And you do the damn thing. And you'll start to notice how more solid your existential foundation is. That anything that falls away was nothing but weak shit that was crumbling anyway. That if you were trying to stand on it, would have caused you to go tumbling down. A tower built on a solid foundation does not crumble. Okay? For the death, the eternal cycle begins here. With the platypus, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life, with the seahorse, watch your way, and the star. So, like, for me, the star is hope. It is the wish, the big wish. When you wish upon a time. And you can also, like, if you're dealing with a fucking Aquarius or some shit, you can parallel it to that however you like. But, you know, watch the renewal coming in. Watch how it totally renews your perception, your focus, your energy every day, your attitude about life. Because we've been through some shit. My collective, we've been through some shit. We've been the ones that, like, you know, watch your dreams come true. And while you're waiting, shift your attention on all the ways that it's going to start showing up. You've done so much of the alchemical process that that which you have been holding within you is starting to reflect back to you. It will start to reflect upon you. It will become fully immersive, but you have to trust. You have to be fearless enough to trust in this. Because you're going to have people that will try to come along and try to piss all over your shit and try to call it rain and convince you that it's rain, that it's nourishment. It's fucking piss. And don't be afraid to call it fucking piss. And kick those motherfuckers out of your goddamn garden, okay? Because you work too fucking hard. You've reached this point. Don't you dare let a motherfucker come pissing on your flowers now, okay? Oh, let me just bang it on the fucking table. Anyway. Lovely chocolate. What do you have to offer? Okay. Trying to make sure to hold it up more because the jar of weirdness is just great. Okay, so it came out like these. We have in front of we have this book. And this rabbit carrying it. We're gonna see where this goes. We have this. Set it down just like that. I'll pull them in order that they fell. Or were pulled out. We have I Don't Know. The Six of Swords. Ooh. Hold on, this is getting good. The Magician. The King of Wands. The Deadhead Moth. Like the death card, you know? Anyway. Wow, cool. And then we have the lamp. So far, the way I'm seeing this is like this book. So like in front of some kind of documented something, some kind of literature, some kind of record, that has been like, you remember what I said about like that cosmic egg, right? That's something we all hold within us. It's like something trying to influence the direction that it goes. But it's like this thing carrying it. It's like, I don't know which direction to take this. Because more of these magicians, manifestors, are starting to rise up, and they have this fiery passion, right? These powerful potential, and they're no longer fearing death as in something that's going to come and like yank away this egg of life, so to speak, and rob them of being able to see what they've been working so hard on. They're seeing it as a transformation, a resurrection. Very symbolic. Like, I'm just going to put these two together and you guys can kind of, okay? this book is open, and here's this little lamb. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Alright, I'm gonna pull a little more. This is cool. Oh shit, that fell out, huh? It came out like this, so I'm just gonna set it down, just like that. Oh, we have the little gooey one-eye monster. Anyway, and then we have the storyteller. Lunar Magic, like makeup. You know how it's like mascara, Lunar Magic, and then Feel Good. Ooh. So in front of the ones who manipulated this book, this writing, to try to steer a narrative, to try to pre-fill these eggs, right? With false information. And it got to a point where like people didn't know what was real, what wasn't, what to believe, what not to believe, what to move on from, what to move toward. And that's a progression too, because on the first pile we got the Five of Swords, right? And so they're like, I don't know if I'm moving into something or away from something combative and into something that's just going to be another fuckery cycle or what. But with this fresh sort of, because there's a liberation that comes with, like, you remember yesterday in my reading I had that card that said let it break. Taking that leap of faith. Even here it's like, let go of your fear and see what the work you've done, what you've learned. Instead of letting everything create a narrative for you, and starting to see the proof, because I think that's been a big revelation for so many, is that how we held that power to create ourselves, because we are, I mean, it even says it in that book. We are made in that, and so we can create too. But it's not granted just to anybody. It takes a lot of work, for good reason. For those who have done the work, who hold the power, who have held that eternal flame and let it be that fiery passion that it didn't steer them in a fuck direction. It didn't. The flames didn't like burn their eyes, so to speak, from being able to stay focused, right? It kept this eye, this center eye, this inside eye that's like, focused on being able to see how so much of this narrative was just given to us as kind of like baby souls to teach us how to do good. And it kept this it kept so many of us stunted though, because it was manipulated, right? And having something to be against, having something to compare to, like, have a bad guy. It felt good. But we started to see how it was masking us. How they were calling the very thing that they were doing. It was like the pot calling the kettle black kind of situation. It's like, wait a minute. You're saying spelling is bad, but when we do it based on what's most genuine to us, then it's called magic, and then it's supposed to be something bad. But there's magic all throughout these texts, so on and so forth. It's because of the ones that they worship, were the ones who had done the work and so on and so forth to be able to wield that power. And that power feels good. And it's okay for that power to feel good. What's not is to get carried away with that power and use it to ensure that others don't feel so good. Or to try to keep them bound and stuck in a position to where you're the only one that feels good. This transformation, this rebirth, this resurrection, this renewal of this. Everybody thought it was going to be this. No. Quite the contrary, huh? Because we also have the power to change that narrative. If we chose to keep going in that direction, then yeah, it could have looked like that. What everybody assumed. But you see, that's part of the thing, is like making sure to be responsible and hold yourself accountable. Ooh, my left ear's ringing. For your own perception and how you choose to interpret the words that you let your ears entertain. How close do you let it get to that most precious inner part of you? To this egg, to this I, right? Because that will be what's going to be reflected back at you. So having the awareness of the power that you hold and being able to utilize it correctly not only keeps you safe, but you see how you can change a narrative for literally everybody else in the very world that we navigate, this realm. The matter, what matters most in it. Okay? The whole thing of like lay a solid foundation. That solid foundation doesn't crumble just because somebody wrote some shit in a book. You can change the narrative of your experience at any fucking time. But you have to be bold enough, you have to be brave enough to stand up and stand on that shit. To work with the powers all around you. To hone your eyesight to be able to spot it. To tune your voice and harmonize it with that which is all around you. To be able to speak to it, to be able to speak to all things. It does something to the very frequency that you operate on. It's very powerful. This plane of existence is like such a highly tuned, energetic grid. And when you reach a certain point, you can encode that. But there are measures in place to where you're not going to be able to override like the base code, because that is a solid foundation in and of itself also. But you can work with the ones who coded it. You do have that right. You are not beneath. But it's just like a child coming up to you and saying like, I want to put this into our experience. And it's like, I see where you're going with that. But how do you explain to a child why they can't have a unicorn that farts fireballs running around? It's like the unicorn ain't the fucking problem, but can we do something about the farting fireballs aspect? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, your imagination and you have to be able to work together with all things to harmonize it in a way that it's not about not being allowed to see and experience that which you want to. It's, are you ready? And have you truly thought that if that which you think you're wanting to experience is truly what you want to experience? Have you navigated those variables on an internal level, and have you faced enough variables that already exist to be able to draw a appropriate comparison as to how the cause and effect of that would play out? You know, there's just as much wonder, whimsy, and magic as there is a need for a conscious awareness and an ability to rationalize and reason and to And you know, the consciousness isn't there to always tell the imagination no, no, no. It's not there to be a fucking dickhead. And well, you know, there were times when it was, but you also have the responsibility as being the one standing between these two to be that filter, that kind of referee in the middle. And then as it all gets closer and closer together, you get that point where the polarities come together and collide with what you are there in the middle. And together, it's like fucking proverbial beautiful confetti, sparkly shit everywhere. Because it's a group effort, you know? I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm already pushing 45 minutes. It's late and I'm ready for bed. But man, the jar of weirdness never disappoints me. Thank you, jar of weirdness. The jar of weirdness. I hope that served you guys well, and it might take some time to let some of this information digest, so to speak. You know, trust that my subconscious knows how to do its thing, and that nothing that comes out of my mouth comes out for no reason. And I do choose my words carefully. I choose, like, there's a method to the whole thing. And so if it doesn't resonate immediately, you never know when that little kernel might pop. So may it pop at just the right time for you, and may it bring you ever closer to everything you deserve, everything you want, and everything that you've been longing to experience. I love you all. Happy reaping.